Alright. Now the thing that we've been waiting on for however long. The fuck did I think about the game? And, notwithstanding some of the glitches and the, like, sound design, if we're talking specifically about the game itself and not, like, the implementation of the PC version of it, because there's things that I can say about that that are not great. Game looks gorgeous. Game still looks gorgeous. For it being, I don't remember how old, but the game still looks great. The wind on some of the trees can be very interesting in terms of how, of how strong some of those are. Like, blowing the fucking wind, or the trees completely to the side. For the story, I don't fully know. Okay. I was curious if that was going to go to a, like a coda type of thing. It took a little bit for me to get into. I'll admit to that, and especially when it comes to the controls. Eventually I did start to understand the different potions, rather than like the first few. I started to understand oils. Actually, the oils were kind of early on, I understood. I was happy that I did a lot of the side missions. I was happy that I was able to do, or I did enough of the contracts to make it feel fun. I think doing as much as I did in terms of all of the contracts and the side missions kind of muddied the story, the main story in my head. So I don't fully remember just the main story. Yeah, so what I was saying to Puff earlier was the next game that I'm going to be streaming, like for next week, is going to be hopefully finishing up StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, because I've had that sitting as a backup game, because I've got it started. Hopefully I can get that finished next week. But after that is going to be Yakuza Kiwami 2. So like I told Puff, right? I'm going to start pushing the playing Yakuza Kiwami in Yavin. So keep that in mind. But yeah, for the story, it's long, which is good. The detail that the game has is great. So I know I skipped a lot of it, but early on I know I had read that, or I had read in-game, like, hey, this is how this beast or this ghost or whatever, this is how these come to be, and this is how you beat it. I just kind of did, I just kind of like clicked through them all, and it eventually just kind of gives you the story. It's like, hey, do this thing here. But that's just because there was so much reading. There's so much text. And when it comes to a lot of the books, like, I don't think a lot of the books end up being a huge part to the story. So, I mean, it's a lot of extra. So if you want that extra, great. I think when it comes to the abilities, the signs, I think they all had a good purpose. I kind of wish I had put some more into that deception early on. But I didn't know. I didn't know how useful it was going to be. And then all of a sudden I start seeing all these dialogue things for deception, and I was like, fuck, alright. Should probably have done that earlier. The actual sword play, once you start to get used to it, and I knew from the very beginning, I was told, like, don't try and, like, brute force it, because you're gonna die. So you do have to be a little bit more, I mean, it's not Dark Souls level of having to roll, like, to do, like, one hit, roll out of the way, one hit, roll, like, you can get a few hits in, and then get out of there. But yeah, to give yourself the advantage by using the potions, using the oils, I think that was a very cool thing to do. I think it drew a lot of comparisons to me of Mass Effect 3, especially that ending. Because you end up having, again, all of these people that you've, like, helped throughout the campaign or the story, all of a sudden now you're having to ask them for help, and you get all of these people then to help defend Kaer Morhen. Fuck yeah, nom time. And the people that you don't help, or you're not helpful in enough time. Oh, fuck, it did, didn't it? Damn it. I'll fix it. Oh shit. My phone is hot. Alright. So I'm using my phone as my camera, and it is, it overheated. So, hold on a second. Fuck. Dick balls. What am I using for? I'm using game window capture? I was. Don't worry about it. Oh, dick. Hold on a second. Fucking noob streamer alert. I'll check Yavin in a second, okay? Sure, we'll go with that. There we go, close enough. Yep. Good old frozen camera. But boy, do I look good. Sorry, fuck. Like, there's... Ah! Yeah, guess what? Camera's offline. So, now I'm not worried about it at this point, so... Oh well. So yeah, when it comes... what was I saying? Characters were great, models were great, enemies were a lot of fun. I really liked the fact that you could... Like, when you're... interacting with some of the monsters or the beasts or whatever, especially when you're talking about the ones that are semi-human, so like the werewolves or sirens aren't exactly a good one, succubuses or things like that. Like, the fact that you can talk to them and, like, not have to kill them, giving that as an option is actually kind of cool. So... I mean, I could make it an emote. I don't know exactly. Yeah, whatever. I might. But the other thing too is, like, I understand the push of that last half or last little bit of the game but I also feel like that could have been summed up a little quicker. I think it is good that we go and look at... Fuck, there's so many names in the game, and I don't remember any of them, except for, like, the main people, and even this, the elf at the end, where you go to his lab. I think that is a good thing, because it gives you at least some context to, do you trust him or don't you? I think finding the Sunstone is whatever. I do think there was a little bit done at the end to pad at the end of the game. I think it could have gotten to that last mission a lot quicker. There's a lot of padding in the game, but a lot of it is if you choose to. If you choose to do the contracts, if you choose to do the side missions, if you choose to go find the, what do you want to call it? The treasures, then you can make the game fairly long. But it's not a problem, because that's your choice. I mean, you do still have to do a little bit of grinding, I think, if you do... Because if you get to the end of the game, and that one dialogue that pops up saying, like, hey, recommended levels, level 22, like, anything... you might not get to do any or some of these missions if you go past this point. To me, that was almost like saying, here's the end of the game. So that's kind of what I was expecting. But then it proceeded to go on for like another 4 hours. But so even to get to that point, I think I was level 26 at that point. So I'm like, I've got an extra 4 levels. That's not a ton. But then they start, like, just throwing levels at you at the end. Because each thing you do is, like, worth 1,000 XP, and I think it's 2,000 to level up. But the big thing that I wanted to do, and the reason why I wanted to play this game is I've been told by a lot of people it's very good, and I'm not denying that. I will say it's not necessarily my game. I tend to not be super into fantasy RPGs like this. Like, that's why Skyrim has never been on my radar. I've never cared. But Cyberpunk is. And I wanted to experience how... I'm aware that this is based off of a book. Like, on Audible, I have a number of the books, and I'm excited to actually listen to them, and the show was great. So all of that kind of culminated into me wanting to play this. But I wanted to experience how this storytelling works, how gameplay from CD Projekt Red was, and before Cyberpunk came out. But Cyberpunk is also a very different game in terms of its atmosphere. Like, this is fantasy RPG. Cyberpunk is more sci-fi. That's a little more up my realm, because I love games like Mass Effect. And to me, Cyberpunk looks to be a lot more Mass Effect than it does to be Witcher. With, like, Witcher storytelling. And I think I could really get behind that. So, in the end, like, do I think that this game is bad? No. Do I think the game is great? I don't. But again, I'm willing to acknowledge that it may not just be my game. So, I can acknowledge a lot of the good things about it. And I'm very happy that I played it. Again, I have it in my back pocket if I do have, like, I don't know what to play, which I don't think I'll get to there anytime soon. I could play the DLC to this, and who knows, maybe there's more to it. Maybe there's, like, a resolution to Siri, or something like that in there. And that would be cool. But as of right now, I am going to call it good on this game. So yeah. Now that we're running out of credits, I think I'm running out of time to talk. Oh, fuck. That's unfortunate to see. I always hate when you see like an in memoriam at the end of credits. But oh well.